Okay, so we're looking at the game theory. This is just a method for understanding the interdependence amongst firms in an oligopoly, right? Let's remember the characteristics of an oligopoly market structure. Okay, the first characteristic is that it's dominated by a few firms. Dominated by a few firms. Okay, these firms have got a large share of the market. All right, so in this illustration here, we're going to look at an oligopoly that's dominated by two firms, all right, Pepsi and Coca-Cola, all right. The other characteristic of an oligopoly is that firms are interdependent, all right, meaning that they make decisions based on the other firms, all right? They make decisions based on what the other firms are doing. They don't make independent decisions, right? So this characteristic, the interdependence of firms, is what we're going to illustrate here. Right? Just another characteristic is that firms are also price makers.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
I know I was just reading on something where they said they are also independent in their output policies. What do they mean when they say they are independent now?
They make their own decisions on how much to produce. All right. Price won't be the factor, but on just how much to produce. If one firm wants to produce 50 million tons, 5 million tons, they can produce how much they want, right? But they rarely compete on price, right? They rarely compete on price because what happens, as we're going to see here, when one firm lowers the price, right, you see that the other firm is going to follow through, all right? But then when one firm raises the price, the other firm is going to leave the price, is just going to start the same price. Why? Because here the firms are fighting for market share, all right? They're fighting for a share of their market, right? That's why they're all interdependent. They wouldn't want to compete on price, they're just competing mostly on market share, right? Non-price competition. They're competing on advertising, branding, right? Quality of products. Yes. So that one for the independent output policies is just how much they can produce. Okay. You won't copy your friend if they produce 10,000 units or whatever. Are we okay with that?
Thank you.
Okay, okay. Yes. So now here, what we can see here, this is a payoff table. All right. This is a payoff table. All right. These numbers in this table, they represents the total revenue. All right. Total revenues of each firms. All right. So we're going to look at each part of this table. Right. This section here, which I'm putting in red here. Right. What it represents is that Coca-Cola is charging 10 kwacha, all right, and Pepsi is charging 10 kwacha, all right, in this red part here, which I've circled around. Coca-Cola is selling at 10 kwacha, Pepsi is also selling at 10 kwacha. So they expect both their total revenue will be 30 million for Coca-Cola, 30 million for Pepsi, all right. These two they are dominating the market. When we come to this, all right, this block here, all right, if Pepsi reduces its price to 5 kwacha, all right? And Coca-Cola still charging at 10 kwacha, right? What happens is people are going to start buying more Pepsi, and Pepsi will gain a bigger share of the market, and they'll earn more revenue, right? In this, let me just color it. This section here, which I've put in green here, right? If Pepsi wants to charge 5 kwacha and Coca-Cola still wants to charge 10 kwacha, Pepsi will get the market share and will make more revenue. Okay. In this one here in green. All right. Then this one, which I'll circle in purple. Here, what it's representing is that if Coca-Cola drops its price and charges 5 kwacha, and Pepsi is still charging 10 kwacha, Coca-Cola will get a bigger share of the market and get more revenue, right? Here we have circled in purple, all right? Coca-Cola is charging at 5 kwacha. They expect their revenue to be 45 million kwacha. Pepsi is still charging 10 kwacha and the revenue will be 20 million, all right? And then this other box here, the final box here, all right, here it represents if both Coca-Cola and Pepsi lower their prices and they're both charging 5 kwacha, all right, no one will gain a bigger share of the market. They'll still remain at the same place and their revenues will drop because they're charging at a lower price, all right. So usually what happens in an oligopoly, all right, there's a standard price that is set, all right, and firms are reluctant to go over that price, all right, because the as we saw in that demand curve for oligopoly market structure, when one firm raises the price, all right, it's going to lose the market share, right? People stop buying their products, they start buying the cheaper products, all right. So with this payoff table and this game theory structure, we're going to let's pretend we are Coca-Cola, all right. Let's pretend we are Coca-Cola, all right, and we'll be reacting to what Pepsi does, all right. So if Pepsi, let's say, decides to raise the price, right? If Pepsi charges the higher price of 10 kwacha, all right, what we as Coca-Cola should do, all right, is we should charge 5 kwacha, all right. We should charge 5 kwacha, all right? Because as Peps has raised the price, all right, their customers are now going to start coming to us, all right, and we're going to get a bigger market share and our total revenue will increase, all right? So if Pepsi is charging 10 kwacha, we charge 5 kwacha, all right? And let's say if Pepsi, all right, Pepsi decides, okay, let's lower our price to 5 kwacha. We put that in. If Pepsi decides to lower the charge to 5 kwacha, oops, let me just put that properly there. All right, so if Pepsi charges 5 kwacha, us as Coca-Cola, we are still going to charge 5 kwacha. All right, we'll still remain at 5 kwacha. All right, if Pepsi charges, we as Coca-Cola, we are going to charge 5 kwacha. All right. So what I'm illustrating here is the dominant strategy. All right. Whenever you're given these tables, right, they'll ask you have to pretend you're one of the firms, and then they'll ask you what is your dominant strategy. So the dominant strategy, what it's talking about, is the action taken by a firm without regard to the actions of the other firm. All right. Actions taken by a firm without regard to actions taken by the other firm. So our dominant strategy as Coca-Cola here is to charge 5 kwacha, right? So you can also look at it the other way around. You can be Pepsi, all right? You can be Pepsi, and you see if Coca-Cola tries to charge 10 kwacha, you as Pepsi, you charge 5 kwacha, all right? If Coca-Cola tries to lower its price to 5 kwacha, you as Pepsi, you still charge 5 kwacha, all right? So also as Pepsi, that would be your dominant strategy, all right? And then one more thing I want to illustrate is what we call a collusion, right? This is where the dominating firms, all right, they decide they want to take over the whole market, all right? Because usually in the market, that the dominating firms, then there are small other firms, okay? There's some other smaller firms. Now, these dominating firms, what they can do is they can come together, all right, decide to raise the price higher, all right, in an effort to, or even maybe even actually not even raise the price higher, sorry. They might even lower the price in an effort to kick out all the other firms that are in the market, all right? So a collusion is where the dominating firms in the oligopoly, they want to take over the whole market structure. They want to take control of the price. They'll decide this is the price we charge in an effort to get rid of every other firm, the smaller firms that are in the market structure. All right. So that's what a collusion means. Okay. So here in this case here, in this market, we've just got Coca-Cola and Pepsi. All right. So let's say when they try to increase the price to 15 kwacha, right? They're the only two there. Us as customers, we won't have a say. All right. So governments put antitrust laws to prevent dominating firms in an oligopoly, all right, from ever coming to say, okay, let's come together, let's take control of the prices so that we rule the whole market structure, all right. So in this case, where we just have two firms, all right, if they want to collude, right, it will be bad for us, the customers, all right, because they're the ones who are dominating, the only two of them. So it's like they have total control. And as the firms are, as the customers are at the mercy of these firms. So that's why government tries to make sure that firms never come together like a cartel, all right, and decide to take over the industry.